E3 just finished wrapping up, and I wanted to talk about some of the events that stood out and some of the ones that didn't. There were quite a few of those this E3, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Welcome back to another Tech Control video. As I mentioned in the tease, we're going to talk about E3 2021 just finished wrapping up, and I'm not going to cover every event that happened, but just some of the major ones, some of the important ones, at least the ones that matter to me. Hopefully you guys feel the same. Before we begin, make sure to hit that sub button if you haven't already. Thank you if you already have. Comment your thoughts below, share with a buddy or two, and leave a like. So let's just jump right in. I'm going to start with Ubisoft. For whatever reason, Ubisoft decided to have a 1-hour pre-show before the actual show. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is getting a DLC, but in my opinion, they really need to work on polishing the game before they introduce new content. They showed us the Far Cry 6 trailer, and I gotta say, this was one heck of a trailer. Regardless whether I play any of the previous Far Cries, it looks like I'm all in on this one, Far Cry 6. Let's go. Last for the Ubisoft conference, they gave us an Avatar game trailer, which is kind of cool. Avatar, the movie with the blue people walking around. The movie was pretty good. We're supposed to get 3 more movies, if I'm not mistaken, back to back years, but COVID of course delayed everything, so maybe they're trying to line up the time of the movie and the game at the same time. Who knows if it's going to even follow the same story as the movies or if it's going to be its own thing. Either way, I'm super excited. It was just a CGI trailer, so we didn't get too much details. I'm sure we'll get more in the next upcoming if not months, probably by next year's E3 if it hasn't come out yet. Square Enix, let's talk about their conference, and I gotta be honest, there really isn't much to talk about. Now, to their credit, they did show us a new IP, which is a Guardians of the Galaxy game, but they really should have stopped after the reveal trailer, because the more they went into this game and some gameplay, the less interested I got by the second. They talked a little bit about the Wakanda DLC that's coming for the Avengers game. Excited for that. Hopefully it makes the Avengers game a little bit better, or at least worthwhile. I personally think it's going to go free to play eventually, so I'm just waiting for that. New Life is Strange. This lasted way too long, and look, I'm sure that there are a lot of people that are excited for this game, but I'm just not one of them. And then the rest of the Square Enix conference was just a bunch of mobile games. Warner Bros. Games was there with Back 4 Blood, about a 10-minute conference that I completely missed, and then when I jumped in, it was already over. Verizon had a conference. For whatever reason, they were there. They had a conference, and
this is my first E3. So you might be wondering, why am I here and why Verizon is here?
They mostly just talk about their gigabit network that they're not calling like 5G, and they're saying that gaming is going to be even better, blah, 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 the whole 9. Capcom, they talked about Resident Evil Village, or Resident Evil 8 for some of you if you prefer that. I feel like the game is a little too new for them to be talking about it. They basically just told us that DLC is in development. Sure, thanks. Monster Hunter got a new cartoon game. Ace Attorney Chronicles. And for me, what I personally really wanted was a Resident Evil 4 remake. No, we did not get that. So maybe next year? Next is Razer. At their conference, they announced a new gaming monitor.
The new Razer Raptor 27. With a new Razer Raptor, still a 27-inch form factor. It's got an IPS display. It's got a beautiful QHD resolution display with up to 165 Hz. It's a beautiful display. That is tear-free adaptive sync.
They gave us a new version of their gaming laptop,
Razer Blade 14. And we've picked the AMD Ryzen 5900HX. It's an 8-core x86 CPU.
Now, to go with your gaming laptop, they gave us a new USB-C charger. $180 for this thing, yes.
Charge up to 4 devices at once. Faster charging, 2 times USB-A, 2 times USB-C. Mobile and travel ready. And it's got safer power delivery features. The Razer GAN charger is just $179.99.
$180. I could probably get 2 $40 chargers from Amazon, 40 or 50, that would have 1 USB-C fast charging port each, and then would still come with 3 or 4 USB-As, probably 4 or 5, and put them together. I know it's 2 chargers you got to walk around with instead of 1, but you'd get more charging power out of these 2 than you would for this, and still save $80 or more. Nintendo Direct had their conference. I'm not gonna go there right now in this video. I was talking to Mondo from PlaySesh, and I think we're just gonna talk about it, and then we'll record it and upload it for you guys. So stay tuned for that. So if there were to be an E3 trophy for 2021, there's no doubt in my mind that it hands down would have to go to Microsoft. As you all know by now, I think you've heard that Microsoft bought Bethesda. So Xbox and Bethesda had their conference together. After watching this conference, there has never been a better time to be an Xbox fan, I gotta say. The conference was only 90 minutes, but it was jam-packed with announcements, releases, dates, and Game Pass, of course. Game Pass. And we finally got to see Halo multiplayer after last year's E3, which again, I honestly gotta say the gameplay was pretty solid. Aside from a few issues with the game popping in things here and there, and then the whole thing with Craig really got exaggerated. Either way, I gotta say the game looks really good, and I was iffy on it a little bit. Like, I do like the gameplay and I'm a huge Halo fan, but I think that they did such a great job with the Halo 5 multiplayer and any type of straying from it. Like, they got rid of the boost, I believe, with the new one. I wasn't such a big fan of that, and I didn't know if I was gonna like Halo Infinite, but what they showed so far, I really love what I'm seeing, and I'm super excited that it's coming out this year, holiday 2021. What does that mean, holiday 2021? November, maybe late October, December, or something like that. What's really weird is that they didn't give us a date for it, an exact date outside of just holiday 2021. So I'm wondering if this is their way to give themselves like an out in case if they need to delay it. Who knows? All right, so I'm not going to talk about every game that they announced at the conference. It is a lot. Instead, what I'm going to do, since the Xbox and Bethesda game conference was the best thing that we got at E3, I'm actually going to do a separate video talking about everything that they spoke about in the conference, and I'll give you my opinions and things like that. So stay tuned for that. That's going to come up next. Sticking with the Xbox conference, let's talk about the pacing. There was little to no talking, which was great. I mean, Phil Spencer did come out at the end. But other than that, during the conference, it was just game after game after game. And even when there was like a little bit of a lull, maybe some of these games that we're not so much interested in, the next game would be something amazing. So it really kept everyone engaged. And I gotta say, this is a conference from Microsoft that we hadn't seen in a while. And it was a really good one. 27 of them are going to be on Game Pass, which is great. Again, it's never been a better time to be an Xbox fan. So that's pretty much it for all of E3. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, let me know. Comment your thoughts below, what you thought about E3, what was your favorite thing, and anything that was missing. Man, I still really wanted to have seen Resident Evil 4 Remake. As usual, sub, share, like, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for more.